Hi everyone, this is Deb Tim, a Canadian girl, and welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you what's going on between my 55-gallon and my 75-gallon aquariums, so please stay tuned. We are looking at my 55-gallon aquarium. In here are the juvenile cichlids that I pulled from the 75-gallon mixed community. Most are Mbuna, but there are still a few others in this group. Now, I don't intend on this community being Mbuna only, so a few oddballs are fine. Again, this tank is highly overstocked, but please don't worry. I have uber filtration that is easily able to handle the bioload produced by this number of fish. On this 55-gallon, I have an FX4 canister running. If you look closely, you will notice there are some females in here. In fact, some are holding. I don't want to keep females once the selection process is complete. At this point, I was only sorting size. From here, I will remove the females. I'm no longer set up to raise fry. That's my reason. I do have the option to change my mind, as I still have a number of smaller tanks in the basement. If I were to raise fry, I would simply raise them as feeder fish. Well, at this point, I don't have any predators and find the opportunistic hunters that I do have often just give up chasing these little fry because they're so fast and they end up growing up. Once they get too big, I remove them from the tank. Well, this tank is also not showing the extraordinary colors that it will once these guys reach full maturity. As far as I can tell, there's no clearly defined tank boss emerging yet. That will take a little time as these young cichlids grow and create the hierarchy they will be living in. It's fun watching juveniles as they act totally different from adults. They chase and spar and run away just as fast. Some show more color, indicating their stronger personality traits, even as juveniles. Overall, this community is doing very well, and I'm really enjoying them. I still have more work to do on the selection, but I'm happy with how it's progressing. Now we are looking at the adults that are presently in the 75-gallon aquarium that I am considering changing to home something new and exciting. Well, you can tell I'm standing in front of this tank by the way they're acting, in a frenzy, thinking I'm going to be feeding them. Believe it or not, I don't feed them every time I stand in front of the tank, although these guys are making that sound questionable. I set up my tripod so I can record their actions without my interference. They will soon disperse and go back to their normal activity. These are the adults that were in the mixed community that I plan on rehoming. Bigger fish get the bigger tank, so that's why they're in here. This tank actually looks quite empty compared to how I normally have it stocked. I have a Fluval FX6 on this aquarium. Looking at these amazing fish, you have to wonder why I want to change this tank. It's amazing, the colors, the activity, it's such a beautiful tank. Well, these thoughts have been churning about in my head. I have 4 shown tanks in my living room. For me to go in a new direction, I have to choose one to give up to make room for the new. After all this work and consideration, I'm still not sure I'm ready to make this huge move. African cichlids have been my favorite since I got back into the hobby a few years ago. They are special to me, which makes this decision incredibly difficult. At this point, I have my 4 show tanks, Bogey and Gaia's tank, Elvis and the parrotfish, and then the 2 cichlid tanks. Plus, I have my betta rack upstairs with 9 handsome betta fish on it. I have my oasis and my outdoor pond. I also have an isolation tank set up, but I normally don't include that. So with summer coming, vacation days, day trips, gardening, other yard work, all my houseplants, not to mention the work involved in keeping up and maintaining my fish tanks, I've decided I won't be making this big change until the fall. For now, I'm going to leave this tank as it is. I'll also leave the juveniles in the 55 as they are. In the fall, when I have more time to immerse myself in this exciting prospect, I will take another look at the possibilities. Plus, that gives me time to research and consider my options for this 75-gallon tank. Or talk hubby into another tank, maybe for the family room. So until next time, this is Deb Tim signing out. Thanks so much for watching. I wish you a wonderful weekend ahead. I hope your Friday was wonderful too, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.